Welcome to the PKSOI Peace and Stability Journal. I'm Colonel Greg Dewitt, the Director of PKSOI. I would like to take a few minutes to update you on activities of the PKSOI staff over the last 3 months and briefly introduce to you the articles in the journal, which are largely based on the findings from our Peace and Stability Operations Training and Education Workshop, or PKSO2. I will close my comments with a few upcoming highlights for the next quarter. Our PKSO2 promotes the collaboration of trainers, educators, and practitioners on current challenges and best practices toward improving civilian and military teaming efforts in support of peace and stability operations. The workshop represented multiple agencies across the peace and stability operations community. Each year, the goal of the workshop is to produce material for training and educating the joint force and community of interest on peace and stability operations. This year's workshop consisted of 6 work groups focused on the latest lessons learned and innovative industry trends. Work Group 1 focuses on crafting a disaster preparedness and humanitarian response training strategy for foreign humanitarian assistance operations. The 3 elements of the curriculum must address are situational challenges which natural disasters are amplified by man-made circumstances. Instrumental challenges should outline the optimal use of response equipment and the challenges of integrating humanitarian goals for all groups. The second work group assessed the essential qualities needed for senior leaders to succeed in United Nations peace operations. Senior leaders must possess the ability to effectively coordinate civilian, military, police activities, particularly in the protection of civilian mandates, while discouraging sexual exploitation and abuse actions. Analyzing and mitigating transnational organized crime in UN missions was the topic of the third working group. The participants determined state sponsorship of terrorism is rare today, and most extremist groups utilize criminal activities to fund their operations. Thus, mitigation for these networks must focus on revenue streams. The group cataloged assessment models to identify violent networks and will continue to refine a model to assess criminal elements in mission areas. Work Group 4 focused on identifying approaches to the security and justice sector, institutional development, and foreign security forces. This group developed 13 recommendations for the U.S. to better equip its forces to build institutional capacity in the foreign security partners, resulting in the development of their own generating function. The fifth work group developed a common curriculum to improve interagency planning and collaboration in the area of stability operations. Many components already exist, but there is no encompassing catalog. Essential components include communication strategies across all agencies, and a comprehensive outline of all organizational actors' operational culture. Work Group 6 tested sections of the new course, which was developed from the 2015 workshop. The course is designed to develop knowledge and skills necessary for mid-level practitioners in the U.S. government, non-governmental organizations, and international organizations to enhance organization and host country effectiveness. As for PKSOI engagements and interactions, Ms. Katrina Gehrman interviewed a subject matter expert on the use of female engagement teams in Iraq and Afghanistan. The lessons learned captured from this interview will be incorporated into a blueprint document for future engagement or transition team operations. Colonel Raymond Bossert, Stability Operations Division Chief, gave a presentation on the current state of affairs for stability operations in the U.S. to the Nigerian National Defense College. Several United Nations African senior military police advisors visited PKSOI to receive briefs on the latest development in peace operations. The advisors were briefed on U.S. support to peacekeeping, the Asia-Pacific strategic rebalance, transnational public security, mitigating transnational organized crime, protection of civilians, and then finally, women, peace, and security initiatives. PKSOI hosted the Commandant and several students from the Cameroon War College, addressing PKSOI's ongoing initiatives. In a separate meeting at the Pentagon, PKSOI briefed the transitional public security concept and curriculum outlined to the International Academy of Security Forces in Cameroon. PKSOI's Japanese exchange officer, Lieutenant Colonel Norihisa Urakami, provided capacity building training at the Cairo Center for Conflict Resolution and Peacekeeping in Africa. Lieutenant Colonel Urakami also provided conflict prevention training at the Ethiopian Peace Support Training Center. Colonel Carter Oates and Mr. Tony Leato provided stability operations training at the Italian Post-Conflict Operations Study Center and conducted a coordinated visit at the Center of Excellence for Stability Police Units. In the upcoming months, PKSOI will be participating in several key events. From 21 through 24 August, Professor Dwight Raymond will participate in the UD Abhayas Exercise Leadership Seminar at Joint Base Lewis McChord, Washington. In September, Dr. Karen Finkenbinder and I will take part in the bilateral defense dialogue in Honolulu, and then we will conduct a coordination meeting with the PACOM Civil Affairs and GPOI manager, followed by a visit to the Center for Disaster Management at Pearl Harbor. From 3 through 8 September, Colonels Bossert and Akuri will attend the Viking 2018 Planning Conference in Sweden. On 9 September, PKSOI will participate in the Civil Affairs course at the Naval Postgraduate School. On 12 September, PKSOI is supporting the Association of the United States Army's panel on peace and security. This year's theme is Operating in a Complex World. On 15 September, PKSOI will participate in the Regional Cooperation 16 exercise in Camp Edwards. From 25 through 30 September, 4 members of the PKSOI team will participate in the International Association of Peace Training Centers annual conference in Sarajevo. Also from 25 to 30 September, PKSOI will teach the next iteration of the Army Security Cooperation Planners course at the Army Heritage and Education Center, Carlisle, Pennsylvania. The next journal will be a special edition featuring articles from the AUSA panel in September on peace operations and stability. As always, if you have an article which aligns thematically with the PKSOI journal or would like to propose a collaborative research initiative, please contact us. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you enjoy the journal.